Welcome to 100 Yards of Football. Today we have our NFL offense and defensive prospects of the week in the 2022 NFL Draft. So if you like the video today, please come in and share. We'll surely appreciate it here on 100 Yards of Football. I'm Mr. Football Vincent Turner, and as always joining me from the 615, Nashville, Tennessee, RP Land, the lovely Mrs. Rhonie G. And special thanks to our producer, Mr. Logan Landers, for making it happen this morning. So let's talk about our NFL offense and defense prospects of the week for the 2022 NFL Draft. Mrs. Rhonie G, you have the floor.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Football. So the NFL offensive prospect of the week is Sam Howell, quarterback out of North Carolina. And Mr. Football, as you would call him, the Billy Ray Cyrus of the 2022 NFL Draft. Mr. Howell won the 2019 Freshman All-American honors while ranking fourth in the nation in touchdown passes. However, Howell's overall control took a serious nosedive in 2021 after losing his top weapons to the NFL last season. He had to rely on his legs more than ever before. In the 2021 season, Mr. Howell threw for 3,058 yards, 24 touchdowns, and he also rushed for 928 yards and 11 touchdowns. He's a solid quarterback prospect in the 22 NFL Draft.
Well, like I say, Sam Howell, what I like about him, because the reason I call him Billy Ray Cyrus is he's a good-looking kid out of North Carolina. Can we all agree to that?
Yes.
Number two, rumors are he has the best arm in the draft. And basically his junior season, because he's coming out as a third-year junior, it wasn't really what we expected because he lost so many weapons to the NFL, especially at the running back position, Javonte Williams and Michael Carter. But make no bones, he could be the most underrated prospect coming into this draft at the quarterback position. And if he has any success, I guarantee you one thing, that he's going to make a lot of money with his looks coming into next year in the 2022 NFL Draft. Who's our defensive prospect of the week, Mrs. Rhonie G?
Well, that's Nakobe Dean, linebacker out of the University of Georgia. Mr. Dean is a tough and fiery defender from 662, Horn Lake, Mississippi, which is, Mr. Football, 17 miles from Memphis, your home's ground, your stumping ground. In the 2021 season, Mr. Dean went from a semifinalist to the winner of the Buckus Award that named him the best linebacker in the country. He ended his career at Georgia as a first-team All-American and a national champion. Mr. Dean's career production, 39 games played, 168 tackles, 13 tackles for loss, 7.5 sacks, 7.5 sacks, 3 forced fumbles, and 2 interceptions, 1 for a touchdown against the Florida Gators.
Well, you know I got to turn it up for this young man right here. He's from Horn Lake, Mississippi, which is probably about 17 miles from my parents' house, Mr. Chester Turner, and Inez Turner right there on the Mississippi state line. So I consider him from the 901. What more can you say about Nakobe Dean? He represented real well back down in the South. All SEC, first team All-American, national champion, and possibility of first-round pick. All I can say is like they say down here when I'm broadcasting live from me and Mr. Logan Landers, our producer, go Dogs! Oh, God! A roof. Nakobe Dean. And it's more gratifying because he's from the 901. Yeah. Stack records. David Porter. Isaac Hayes. Shao. What more can I say? It's a great day in the neighborhood. Final words, Mrs. Rhonie G, about these two great young men. Their lives are going to change next Thursday night, April the 28th, into a tremendous blessing. Where these young men are probably going to make more money where they can set generations after generations. Your final words about Sam Howell and Nakobe Dean.
Well, just like you said, their life is about to change. I pray and hope that they've got strong people behind them who can help and guide them in the right direction. So 10 years from now, we're still looking at them as bright, upstanding stars, and they've got strong families, and they're doing good, and all is right in the neighborhood.
My final words, I'm very proud of both young men. What more can I say today? We got a guy, Billy Ray Cyrus, of the 2022 NFL Draft, Mr. Sam Howell, and very proud and honored, N'Kobe Dean from Horn Lake, Mississippi, 17 miles from my hometown, Memphis, Tennessee. What more can you say about Mr. Dean? Go Dogs! If you like the video, please come in and share. We'll surely appreciate it here on 100 Yards Football. I'm Mr. Football Vincent Turner, and to the lovely Mrs. Rhonie G out of the 615 Nashville, Tennessee, RP Land, and out to producer who making it happen at a high level. We know him as Babyface, but he's very talented. I had to pause there. Logan Landers. Y'all be blessed here on 100 Yards of Football.